is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of the Cookercast. I, of course, am Ero. I didn't introduce myself last episode. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter.
Oops.
Episode 7, you know who I am by now, unfortunately for you listeners and or viewers. But not unfortunately for you, I am, of course, joined by my, let's see, well, just like in the promotional image, the Joel or the Jesse and Ellie to my Joel, I am joined by.
Ballistic Gaming.
And Artie the Gamer.
Let's go. Also,
Let's fucking go.
Also, pay no mind to the fact that we apparently haven't changed clothing since last week. Don't worry about it. Mind you,
What? Call attention to it, you dumb fuck.
mind your business. Mind your business. Mind your business.
It's the same day. We're not stinky people.
I don't know, man. I'm wearing the same shirt 3 weeks in a row. People are probably like, wait a minute.
Listen. Okay, at least last episode and this one are recorded the same day, 10 minutes apart.
Probably not even, but yeah.
The last week, I don't know what to tell you about that, but that's on you.
I like the shirt, man. It's a little samurai Ronin guy. I like it.
Yeah.
I
It's
like
a good shirt.
Right, right.
No one would
I-
have known.
Yeah.
Keep your
You-
mouth shut.
You know what I do need, though? I need a Last of Us t-shirt.
Yes.
Yes.
Fucking somebody make something cool, please, and make it fluffy friendly.
Yes.
4XL would be great. Okay, thanks. Anyway, let's get into the bread and butter episode. What is it? 7?
It's R7, yes.
And
7, episode 6 of the show.
right, episode 6 of the show. I'll get it at some point, I promise. I'm the one that fucking made the shit.
Yeah, once
Episode
it's done,
10.
you'll know. Like, oh, we're done. There's no episode.
Yeah. Oh boy. So I want to start this episode off by bringing as much attention to Ballistic Gaming as possible.
Oh, God.
You
Everybody's
good
there.
you good
Someone
sir.
comfortable.
You good sir fucking called it.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? 3 episodes ago? 4 episodes ago? You said
shit.
you said I don't know the exact quote, but you had the theory that The Last of Us was going to skip fall and go straight to winter.
Counterpoint.
Counterpoint.
The show takes place in September. We're
That's-
already in fall.
That's fair. That's fair.
We didn't skip it.
But like the game starts at the end of summer and then it goes into fall in the actual like game
Yes,
and then
but
winter, but
The day that they arrive at Bill and Frank's house is September 26th.
Mm-hmm.
that's fair.
So it's
Yeah.
fall.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So he is not correct.
Slightly.
Technically, just throwing it out there.
Regardless, I'm gonna say you got it. I'm gonna say you nailed it on the fucking head like a whack-a-mole. Gonk. Good job, buddy. Because we skipped right over to fucking winter. Let me tell you. 3 months after the events of Henry and Sam, which we will not get back into. Thank
Well, they made
God.
us.
Yeah, I mean, they
God.
definitely started the show off.
They
No
didn't-
cold,
They didn't have to do that. It pissed me off.
no cold open. Once
No.
again, I will say,
Nope.
which that also didn't happen last week either.
No.
But yes, we had to relive the ending of the previous episode, which we already
Awful.
wanted to forget because it was so fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But here we are, having to relive it again. And for us that have played the game, enough already.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yep.
Yeah, god damn it.
It's like when Undertaker threw Mankind off the cell. That's it. He's dead. By God, it's enough already. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, that was a hell of an intro to the fucking game or to the show.
Yeah. We then have a time jump of 3 months, and it's winter. There's snow outside.
Yep.
And we are at this shack. We see somebody walking up to the shack with some rabbits, which immediately I had the callback of one of my favorite
Yes.
Twitch moments of all time. Um, that, yes. If you don't know what I'm talking
Did you
about,
see
Google it.
that she got a tattoo of it?
You had said that like on episode 1, yeah.
Yeah, on the back of her elbows. One is a bunny, one's an arrow.
That's hysterical.
That's that's funny.
I'm kind of hoping we get a callback to that actual moment in the next episode, though.
That'd be so goddamn funny.
Because
So funny.
it wasn't until Joel was hurt, spoiler alert, that when she goes to hunt for the fucking rabbit, which also, that brings up a good point. Spoilers ahead for the fucking show. If you haven't seen the show, please
Yes.
stop this podcast, go watch the show, and come back and listen to us after the fact. The show will be there. You'll have to pay for the show, but you don't have to pay for us. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So,
Hey.
That makes it sound cheap.
but I will say as well, shut up, Artie.
It's gonna be one of those episodes.
Apparently. I will say though, HBO Max does free trials that you can try out and go. But let's be real, like there's enough reasons to fucking pay for the HBO Max subscription. Okay, The Last of Us is just one of those reasons. All right, like me and my wife were currently watching 6 Feet Under. It's a fantastic show. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a really fucked up show. It's got the guy from Dexter. Whatever the hell his name is. Michael C. Hall. Thank you, Brackle. There's a lot of really good stuff on HBO Max. So just go pay for it. Go watch The Last of Us and come back. That's the moral of the story. Go pay for it. Go watch. Come back and listen to us.
There you go.
Because at the end of the day, we
For
love
your
these.
free after party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sloppy seconds.
Artie
God
the gamer, everybody.
That silence was so loud. And it felt like forever.
Jesus Christ. This one's gonna be fun to listen to. I can't wait. So we arrive at this shack. Someone hanging up dead wabbits on the front door. And lo and behold, I thought it was Joel. I think you're supposed to think it was Joel. It
Yep.
was not. It
I
was
did
some.
Oh.
It was some older gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife in the middle of BFE, which I think is just the most brilliant fucking idea to do in the apocalypse. Good on y'all. But it turns out that Joel has his wife at gunpoint.
Yes.
I
Kind
only
of, yeah.
I only say that because it felt like she didn't really care.
She
No.
was so chill.
It was like your atypical old couple, and it was
Yes.
so fucking great.
Yeah.
How they played that
My,
out.
my
It was
favorite
so
line
good.
from her was, "Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Did you really make him soup? Yeah.
yeah." That's the only thing that bitch said. Yeah.
That
What-
scared him.
Why didn't you get the gun? It's over there.
Yeah. That whole like little back and
That's a
forth
very me
with
response. Yeah.
with that entire
Over
old
there.
couple, and like just that
Yeah.
whole banter. It was a good little break and stuff like that. And I do have the actor and actress's name.
Of course you do.
I do. Graham Greene, who you've seen in multiple movies and shows. I recognized him as soon as I saw him. Played Marlon. This is the guy's name. And Elaine Miles played Florence, who's the old lady.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look them both up and look at their IMDb's.
Yeah, Graham
Because
Greene you'll definitely recognize.
I wasn't too familiar with either of them, but then again, like, no, but they were a treat. They were a treat. I loved having them both in the show. I thought it was fantastic. But we get to the reason we're there. Joel asking about what's west.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they're not to cross this one particular river because there is just this camp of people that murder everything that comes over the side of that river.
Yes.
Apparently they leave bodies out there the whole nine. It's gross as shit. So, but what does Joel do?
It goes.
He's out there anyway with Ellie. Which we get our first little sign of something's going on with Joel, which I will say was an interesting turn of events, because if I remember correctly, it didn't happen in the game.
No.
Oh no.
Joel never had any kind of heart issues in the game. But it seems that he's having heart issues in the show.
You haven't listened to the podcast, but they all described it as a panic attack.
He was having panic attacks.
Fears of failure, basically. But we'll get into that later.
Yeah. And by the way, when she says listen to the podcast, she's obviously not talking about this one, which you should also listen to.
This one too.
But she's talking about the partner podcast hosted by Joel himself, Troy Baker.
Yes.
With the guests of Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin, which I unfortunately am like 3 or 4 episodes behind.
It's an amazing podcast. They explain a shitload following directly. It is uploaded as soon as the episode goes live. So does that podcast. You can watch it on HBO where you watch the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you could look it up on YouTube as well. I think it's on YouTube.
I think it's on any podcast platform.
Let's say I listen to it on Spotify. So
okay, there you go.
Where you can also listen to the eCast. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hooray.
But we move forward a little bit, and we find Joel and Ellie sitting at a campfire, with Ellie just like enamored by the aurora borealis in the sky.
A pretty scene.
Yes.
God, I'm a space nerd, and I love this. That scene. I'm like, oh, that's so goddamn pretty.
Yeah, it really was. I do wonder where they were filming at, because I'm sorry, there's no way you saw that in fucking Wyoming.
That was fabricated.
I guarantee that was blue screen.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Guaranteed, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Seriously? Yeah, 100%.
Well, they've used practical for everything else in this fucking show so far, so
Yeah, but it didn't look real.
That clarity that they had is, you don't get that in Wyoming, unfortunately, especially with the Aurora Borealis, how far north generally it is at that magnitude, that strength.
Right.
This is the space nerd coming out of me with that one.
I mean, hey,
that event, as it's seen, you need really clear skies, and you kind of got to be further. You got to be closer to the poles for that.
Fair
to
enough.
Get that magnitude, how it was.
Well, I mean, I do appreciate the clarity there. But Ellie lost her shit watching the Aurora Borealis, which I think any of us fucking would, especially like when you're born into the apocalypse and you don't really know a whole lot what's going on. But they talk about what's going to happen after they take Ellie to the doctors and to the fireflies and everything, and Joel makes a very subtle but really big reference to wanting to have a farmhouse with sheep.
Yep.
And if you've played the games, you know he's referring to the house that Ellie and Dinah.
Dinah. Dinosaur. Lord.
Dinosaur.
Damn it, Dinah.
Maybe that's why Ellie likes her. I need to go. I'm sorry.
You can't go. You can't go. It's gonna fuck up the camera angle.
Dinosaurs, dinosaur.
Good God.
All right, we're gonna have a lot of uncomfortable silence this episode. Got it.
Oh no. But yes, they're referring to the house that Ellie and Dinah had in the second game, and that made my heart happy. But little did I know that was just the first of many.
Oh God, yeah.
The first of many times that it's gonna make my fucking heart warm and happy and give me hope in this in this seemingly hopeless world that this TV show lives in.
Yeah.
They wake up the next morning. Joel fucking passed out. He fucked up the watch. Ellie took over, and she's got the sniper rifle in hand, and that made me happy too, honestly, because it's the first time that she actually had like a full on like gun and whatever. But we move forward from that to them crawling to going up a hill, and just when you think that everything's like it's been a pretty uneventful episode so far. Just as you say that, a group of people ride up rather on horseback, and what I thought was a super interesting thing was that they brought a dog who apparently can smell the infection.
Yep.
Which, okay, now I'm not the smartest guy in the classroom here. I'm not the brightest, crown in the Crayola box. I don't know if that's a thing. I mean, granted, maybe you could train a dog with like smelling the cordyceps and whatever.
I mean, dogs can smell cancer, can't they? So
Yes.
like, it's a thing.
Dog sense of smell is remarkable when it comes, like the fact that they could smell. You could train them to smell dogs. So if you bring a dog around enough infected, and say this is the smell you need to smell, you need to be aggressive towards it.
Yeah.
That is 100% plausible.
Oh yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be one. So I don't know
I
this
took
shit.
4 years of biomed in high school, so.
I took my recommended classes and fucking got out of there.
Yep.
I took art. I took art and web design, and I don't remember a fucking thing. But it made for a super intense moment. Joel was gonna be fine, but we weren't sure about Ellie. The dog smells Joel, and of course the dog is super cute as hell, but like it's growling, and then it sits at Joel, and it's like, okay, this guy's good. It goes to sniff Ellie, and like the entire time the dog's growling, I'm like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen here?
Yep.
And the dog starts licking Ellie in the face. So,
Yeah.
granted, she's infected, but apparently, like the infection doesn't, I don't know, smell like an actual infection
Right.
of the
It's
cordyceps.
putting something off differently.
But we then get introduced. Well, we don't get introduced to her yet, but this woman approaches when Joel says that he's looking for his brother. She then asks his name, and we get taken to Jackson,
Jackson.
which another time where we got that intro scene walking into the town, and immediately I was happy again because it's a fucking direct rip
Yes.
from the game.
It is 100%.
I was so impressed. I could not believe it.
If you notice, they kind of teased you a little bit, thinking that they're going to go into the dam. They teased you a little bit with that.
Yeah, because in the game, Tommy and Maria's original home base, whatever you want to call it, is at the dam. Right outside of what is it? Right outside of Salt Lake City? Or no, they're in Wyoming still.
They're in Jackson, Wyoming.
Yeah.
And the reason why they were at the power place, the dam, is because they were fixing a generator because they lost power in Jackson. So Jackson already existed still.
Yes.
They were just there fixing the generator to get the power back into the city.
Correct. So, but we see the town, and it's like I said, it's a direct fucking rip.
Yes.
But it's at that point we have the reunion that we've all been waiting for. Tommy and Joel, and like the first time since episode 1 that we've seen Joel genuinely kind of happy.
Yes.
And like that was a touching moment for me. It was it was cough.
I got goosebumps as soon as I heard him go, Tommy!
Yeah, and then
Yes.
which Gabriel Luna is doing fantastic as Tommy
yeah.
as well. Even though he's only been in the show a couple times, but
Jeffrey Pierce loves him
yes.
so much. It's amazing.
Yes. but we have a nice little moment there, and it almost felt like Ellie wasn't exactly thrilled about the entire thing. But we moved past that. Sitting down eating. Ellie's, of course, going to fucking town because she's never had an actual fucking meal. And I'm sure the food there is fantastic. I'm sure there's a lot of people there that know how to cook.
Yeah.
And then Maria and Tommy, we find out that Maria and Tommy are married and expecting. Well, don't find that out quite yet, but
No,
it's
it's a little bit later.
It's
They do,
implied.
yeah.
It's implied.
Yes.
And one of the other decisions in the game, or I guess in the show, that once again I'm surprised hasn't gotten any hate. But at this point, I don't think the people have. If they're not going to complain about them changing the quote unquote people who play the characters, making Sarah and Joel into a different race, nationality, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I don't think they can get mad at also making Maria another nationality or race, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Honestly, I thought she nailed it.
Oh yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Had that spunkiness that Maria had in the game. Was able to hang with Ellie left, punch for punch, just like she was in the game.
Yep.
But we get a tour of Jackson, which, and like I said, it's a direct rip, and like they even confirmed it with the whole little tour of it. But then one thing that I didn't expect, and I wasn't ready for. Granted, this episode does this to me 100 times, but we get Shimmer.
I got happy and then immediately sad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, horse, it's Shimmer. Oh.
Yeah. No, I was happy because it's a baby horse, so it's got a while before
Yeah.
stuff happens.
That was really
Yeah.
good attention to detail.
Yes, but that is Ellie's horse from the second game.
Yes, it is.
Like that, it's an insane detail. That they would totally have that fucking horse there, and
Yep.
that horse would totally be a baby horse.
Yep.
Like
So 4
absolutely,
years from now,
Insane
horse.
attention to detail.
Yeah.
Insane.
you don't think about that kind of shit. But like Shimmer, oh, I lost it. I was like, no fucking way.
Yep.
Oh, it made me so happy. But we move forward to Joel and Tommy having a drink. And it turned into a little bit of a heated moment between the two of them. To where that's when Tommy then tells Joel, I'm going to be a father. And they kind of have this like back and forth of like, I need you to do, like Joel's trying to convince him that, hey, you need to be the one to take Ellie, and I can't do it, and you're stronger than me, blah blah blah. And it's this whole like back and forth between the two of them. Tommy doesn't want to do it because he has his own family, he has a new life, he doesn't understand why his life has to stop just because Joel's did, stuff like that, blah blah blah. Very heated moment between the two of them. Joel storms out, and then we actually transition from those two speaking to then Ellie and Maria speaking, which once again, Craig, Neil, you bunch of bastards, they gave Ellie her fucking hoodie.
yep.
Another costume from the game, ripped right out. Which they're also doing the same thing for Joel, but like,
Yep.
Yes.
I'm gonna be transparent here. Joel's fit is lacking. Okay, he wears a fucking he wears a coat, jeans. Like, okay. Ellie, on the other hand, like, she's got several different costumes. Every single one's a different color, it seems like, in the game. And, like, it's represented here, man.
Yep.
Sure is.
They're knocking that shit out of the park. But Maria offers to then cut Ellie's hair, which, like I said earlier, Ellie and Maria, they're both back and forth, punch for punch, sassy with each other, sarcastic with each other. It's fantastic to watch. Ellie finds this like almost memorial piece on this wall, and we as the former players, we know that it says what was the boy's name? Kevin. Thank you. Kevin and Sarah.
Yep.
We know who Sarah is. I'll be honest, I kind of forgot about Kevin.
I don't think that was ever a mention.
Was it? I couldn't remember if it was.
I don't think that was a thing.
Okay. I honestly wasn't
I
for
don't
sure
remember
if it
any
was.
Kevin ever.
Yeah, I don't remember any mention of Maria having a child in the past.
Okay. I wasn't for sure. I didn't think I was making that up, but I wasn't for sure. But that's when we then find out, or rather that Ellie finds out that Joel had a daughter. And I'm not gonna lie, that's probably my one and only gripe with this episode. Because in the game, when Ellie finds out about Sarah, she sees the photo.
Yes.
The photo of Joel and Sarah after, what was it, she won her soccer tournament?
Yeah,
Or
they're
something.
holding a trophy, yeah.
Yeah, just something to that extent. She doesn't see a photo in the show. Now, granted, it's a very minute detail. I know I'm griping over grapes here. But, like, I don't know. To see a name and a date on a board
And no picture.
comparative to, like, maybe if she could have seen a picture,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like that would have been a little bit better of a decision.
Yeah, I agree.
Granted, like I said, it's a minute decision. Forgive me for, griping over that. But, like,
They easily could have done it
exactly.
because later on, Ellie gives Joel that picture.
Yes. It's
Like, hey, I think you should have this.
yeah, it's a big moment between the characters.
Yeah.
But like it's something simple that you could have had like a picture of like Maria and Kevin like overlapping the
Yeah.
picture of Joel and Sarah where like the picture was like just showing Sarah but like covered
Yeah.
up Joel. So then Ellie goes to pick up the pictures and she moves them both and then she sees the picture of Joel and Sarah. And then it's like, "Oh my god, that's Joel's kid."
Yeah.
But whatever. God damn it. So Maria and Ellie then have that moment together, and she takes her to the movies. Super random part of that episode too. They just start
Yeah.
showing clips of this random movie. I have no idea what the movie was.
They said it. I don't
They
remember what it was.
mentioned it. I forgot what the hell it was. They mentioned it though in the
Did they?
podcast.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, in the podcast. Okay. Then we also see that Tommy and Maria are there with Ellie as they're there like watching this fucking movie, and Joel, god damn it, Tommy at that point then runs off to try to find Joel, and he does find him as he's like repairing his boot.
Yeah.
Tommy brings him an extra set of boots, and then it's at that point where Joel tells Tommy everything. Because I forgot to mention earlier in the episode, Tommy asks Joel about what happened with Tess, and
He lies.
straight up lies.
Yep, she's fine.
And like he straight up lies for almost like no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Which it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me at first, and then he also lies straight up about Ellie as well. But I mean, that's
That
whatever,
one
I
made
guess.
sense.
That's different though.
Right? Yeah, that one makes sense because we can't have people find out that she's infected.
Right.
Which then we find out, or Tommy then finds out.
Yeah.
Which hell of a scene from Pedro.
Yes.
This entire episode I feel like has really like taken his quote unquote limitations. I say that with quotations for our listeners. God damn it. And it really takes those limitations and really like throws them out of the damn window. Because Pedro knocks this episode out of the fucking park. He's fantastic in this episode.
Yes. This was the comparison where I was talking about last episode with them putting Joel in it's a different Joel.
Yes.
Yes.
Because this Joel has flaws, has weaknesses,
Yes.
has panic, has worry. And well, I mean, you'll explain the little monologue that they go through, but it's very, very well introduced of his legitimate worry.
Right.
And also, can I just throw it out there?
Throw it
that
out.
I saw something on Twitter like this morning saying that Pedro, even when he was not on camera, was still fully crying as Joel.
Mm-hmm.
I 100%
I
believe
didn't
it.
even.
He never left. That never left.
That was a very emotional scene.
Oh yeah.
We haven't even gotten to the best part.
No.
Mm-mm.
But Joel basically just tells Tommy that he needs to be the one to take her, and Tommy finally agrees. He's like, "Fine,
Yeah.
I'll do it." And then at the beginning of this podcast, not this specific episode, but at the beginning of this podcast in general, we went over what our most excited, what our most what the scenes are that we're looking forward to the most, or like the moments, I guess, of the show. And Ballistic already got his with Ellie getting her first quote unquote kill.
Yeah.
Artie's, who unfortunately hasn't happened yet, which we'll get to in here in a minute, and then mine, which is the scene that we got next. Joel goes up to this random house, and he finds Ellie sitting in a room, and then we get the scene.
Yep.
The scene that made me fall in love with this game. It got me. It got me again, man.
Yeah.
Because it is a beautiful scene between Ellie and Joel. It's a tragic scene along the same vein. And I was so very worried about this scene because
Yes.
this scene is so fucking powerful.
Yep.
And while they did change it slightly, only slightly, just mainly a few sentence differences, they still completely nailed it out of the park.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Neil said it best in the after the episode, whatever you want to call those, where they made it their own moment.
Yes.
between each other, and Neil and Craig knew what they were getting themselves into with that scene, because they both said that this scene has to be flawless, because if it's not, then we're never going to hear the end of it, and it's true.
Yep.
It's absolutely fucking true. But I will say, that was the moment for me where every bit of this show has been fantastic moment after fantastic moment after fantastic moment. All the callbacks, the bloater showing up finally, the brutality of all of the infection, Joel and Ellie's back and forth, the tragic moments of Henry and Sam. That moment in the cabin just reassured me that this is exactly just as good as I thought it was going to be.
Yes, 100%.
But we have that moment, and in that, Joel basically tells her, "You're going with Tommy. Sorry about you." Hang on one second.
Yeah, he says, "Come dawn, we are going our separate ways."
Yep.
And I do have a little snippet from the monologue that he had with Tommy, because you kind of like pick and choose. Like I remember like little bits and pieces of. He goes, "I'm not who I was once, and, blah blah blah. You are the best bet. You're younger. You're everything like that." But
Yeah.
because he says right here, like he's like, "All I ever do is fail." He's like, I was because before this little snippet, he goes, when the dog goes at her, I just stood there. I didn't do anything. And then the quote reads, I was so afraid. I'm not who I was. I am weak. I'm failing in my sleep. It's all I do. It's all I've ever done is fail her again and again.
Yeah.
Who's he talking about?
Sarah.
Is he dreaming about Sarah or is he dreaming about Ellie?
I
Like,
think
who
it's a
is he talking
combination of Sarah, Tess, and Ellie.
Yep.
Honestly,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
because two of the most important females in his life are now gone.
Yeah.
And, you know, Tess told into his head, you have to fucking care about her.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not doing anything. You have to do this.
Yeah.
And now he's worried.
Yeah. Again, it's humanizing him.
Yep.
Like I mentioned,
Sure is.
doing such a fucking good job at that.
Mhm.
And then, like Hero was talking about, in the fucking bedroom, line for line.
Yep.
Besides minuteness,
I was gonna say almost line for line.
the only thing they
Almost, yeah.
really took out really was you're on mighty thin ice.
Treading on some mighty thin ice here.
That's
yeah.
really all they're taking out for the most part.
Pretty
I don't
much,
remember
pretty
anything
much.
else they took out, but other than that, it was fucking line for line up to the shove. And little fun little fact about that shove they talked about on the podcast.
Yep.
That shove in the game
It's not
wasn't
scripted.
scripted. That was
Oh,
an
it wasn't.
No, it was an in moment
That
decision
was
by
Ashley
Ashley.
Johnson being that into the moment.
And that's
and
like
that's
this
how
is what
the-
we're running with.
The script got that way too. Because,
Yes.
you know, it's fucking except for you. That's not proper grammar. And they said that
No.
as well. So
Yeah.
that you could just tell that she was so in the moment when she goes, fucking except for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's
It
not how
wasn't
you would say that.
grammatically that. Yeah, it's not the.
Yeah.
That's not the way grammatically how I think, because they were even saying like, if I wrote this out this way,
Yeah.
I would change it. I would put it where it needs to be grammatically, but it works.
Yeah.
Yes. It shows the frustration
Yes.
and
Such a
how things can
beautiful
get so
scene.
jumbled when you're frustrated as well.
Such a beautiful
sure.
scene.
Yeah. That scene just, it made me so fucking happy to finally see it.
Mhm.
And like there for a moment, I for some reason I thought, are we not gonna get it? Like we have to get it, and then we
Of
did.
course we
Yeah, because we're trained to think that she just runs off, and they have to go find her.
Right,
That's what's
right.
in our head.
Right.
Well,
Which
she
it-
doesn't.
well-
They. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say in a way she kind of does because she runs off from the movie theater.
Well, okay, yeah.
But in the game, yes, she runs off, and then you have to fight these guys, and then you find her, and then you have to find more guys. And then,
Yeah.
So
Gamey.
it's a whole thing.
Yes.
1 second, sorry.
And the thing is with that, it's the way she delivered the lines,
Oh yeah.
the emotion she put through it. I have lost people too. And then Joel
Yeah.
goes, you have no idea what lost is. It's like, I have lost everybody. Everybody that I've cared about has
Either
either
died
left me or died. Everyone fucking except for you. She does know what loss is, and we know this going into this. We already know that.
Yeah.
We already know that. Tess, who she first looked up to, it wasn't Joel, it was Tess.
Yep.
Died. Obviously, spoilers. Riley, who we are going to see next episode.
Yup. Y'all ain't ready for
Next
next episode,
episode.
man.
We are seeing that. And at the end of the episode, I'll talk about the timing because I know we kind of slightly discussed
I
it.
can only
I have
imagine that her mom is dead too.
yes. I'm going to take a guess it was on birth. Maybe.
Probably.
That yeah.
Just the way that scene, the little snippets of that scene that we've been seeing. I'll talk about timing though. because me and Artie discussed it at length last night.
Oh, okay.
So I have a really good theory on how the timing is and how it's working out beautifully.
See,
For
that
sure.
is nice about watching it at your house. You'd be like, "What the fuck was that? What do you mean that's what you think, idiot?" You know, it's
Oh yeah.
immediate back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I know we're only like at this point halfway through the episode, but honestly, we're pretty much almost at the end here.
Yes.
To which then we're gonna get into all these little side discussions that we are desperately wanting to get into.
Yes.
But
I got one.
But Joel then goes to sleep that night after having that very heated moment with Ellie, and he's I think having a very clear case of fucking I fucked up, guilty conscience, because it's different in the game, because in the game you then have to get into another fight, you then save Ellie again.
Yeah.
And another fight there, and then on the horse ride back, that's when I think Joel has that realization that maybe he was a little harsh. You don't have that in the show because obviously you don't have those NPCs coming out of nowhere and stop thief.
Unnecessary killing, yeah. Unnecessary killing.
Yeah. So then like Joel has to have that realization of like, oh, I fucked up. Whoops. He sees his daughter in his dreams. And what I thought was a nice little touch that I was going to wait until I got into at the very end of the episode. It kind of fits in here now, though. When Joel sees that big group of people, he thinks he sees his fucking daughter with her kid.
Yes.
Granted, it's someone that has the same hair as Sarah. I didn't even pick up on that originally.
Really?
Not at first, no.
Wow.
I can't lie. There was something I didn't really pick up on that everyone else did, and I was kind of feel kind of stupid for it. But we'll get into that.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on it at first either, actually, so don't feel too bad.
It was immediate. How did you? Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I think
We'll get into that.
I think we're talking
I'm
about.
pretty sure it's exactly what I'm thinking.
I think you're right,
Is that
but
what I keep tagging you guys in,
God damn it. But Joel, we get up that next morning, and Ellie's like completely like geared, ready to go. Tommy comes and gets her, and they go out to the stables. Joel's there, says he should have ran off, but he looks at Ellie and's like, you should have been given a choice.
Yep.
The second he offers the choice to her, she throws her bag right in his chest, and she says, "Let's go." No hesitation whatsoever, which exactly is like it's how it should have been.
Yeah.
And they take off. Bye, Tommy. Nice seeing you. Nice seeing you, Gabriel Luna. We love you.
See you next season.
Yeah, literally. But in the road, it takes them about 5 days to get over to the university. Which we all know the university is where some of our next big stuff starts taking place. Is a very big, placeholder in the game. Throughout the journey, though, Ellie and Joel talk about their past, and Joel talks about a lot of the, talks to her about football, talks to her about like what he did as like his IRL job, all this other shit, just small talk.
Contractor.
The contractor. I made Brackle
Hail
laugh.
to the contractors, because I
It
am
was
one.
so funny.
That moment made Brackle laugh out loud. I just want everyone to know this. It was funny.
Oh, all of us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was such a cute. Like I loved that.
Contractor.
Especially the shooting scene.
Yeah.
Made me laugh. Cause I think it's off. He goes, "You ain't gonna hit that." Shoots it. You dick.
Yeah, with the sniper.
I love that.
I just love the pan over and it just says asshole.
Yeah, I know.
With the bullet hole at the bottom of the H.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. Asshole.
Oh shit.
It was really good. We're finally getting that like out of the completely almost broken out of the shell Ellie and Joel, and like it's moments like that I fucking live for in the game. But we get to we get to the university, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Artie. I thought we were getting to your scene because we saw the group of monkeys.
I know when that.
What I'm referring to, by the way, for our listeners and viewers, is that Artie's favorite scene in the game, or at least the one that she was looking forward to the most, was the giraffe scene in the first game. Because it was such a serene moment, it just took you out of everything and like put you in this like, whoa, holy shit, those are giraffes, and like that was a crazy fucking scene for Ellie.
Yep.
We thought we were gonna get it, we didn't.
It's after David.
Yeah.
Is it after David? Because I thought it was at the university.
It's during the springtime after David.
So we might still get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not counting on it, honestly.
There's a chance because they see it in
There's
Boston.
a chance, but I
Not
don't.
Boston.
I'm not
Salt Lake. Yeah.
gonna count on it.
Yeah, but it's in the springtime after David.
Okay. Which we'll get into that. We'll get into that. I was about to bring up another thing. We'll get into that. So just to kind of wrap things up here, because we're nearing the end here of the episode, which I think I can close these notes out. Which I don't know if I ever said it to the listeners and viewers. I take notes for every episode, and they're long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very long. Because I dissect these fucking episodes, man. I love this shit. But we get to the university, we find the Firefly logo, we go up to the scientists, or to the doctor's labs, with the group of monkeys and everything, and some armed people show up that we're not too entirely sure who they are. Obviously, this hospital is completely empty. All except for these fucking monkeys.
Yep.
Nice little callback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently I need to play the game again, because I could have swore that the giraffe moment was right next to those monkeys. I need to play the game again, apparently. Which, I mean, obviously, if you haven't, go do it.
Because we're in a different building entirely.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's after everything that happened with David.
Because remember, she drops down the ladder, and then she runs off, and you're like, Ellie, where are you going? And she doesn't give a rat's ass about you.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if it's like a store or whatever the hell it is. I don't remember. But
I don't know what I
not
don't
the
remember what it
university.
was. No.
Okay. Fair enough.
'Cause during the sorry.
No, go ahead.
During the game, the university scene is in the fall. You are still in the fall, so everything is all
Right.
dead and dying. When you see the giraffe, very green,
It's
everything's
yeah.
very lively.
I guess that's true. That's a good point. Thank you. I forgot about that. Yeah, okay. So we might.
Still a chance.
We might. But also in the doctor's office, I forgot to mention that, is that there is a map with everything leading to Salt Lake City.
Yes.
So we are getting near to the we're done with the appetizers. We've had our main entree. We're getting close to the fucking dessert.
Yes, we are.
We're soup to nuts, the whole 9 yards, and we're almost to the nuts. We notice these armed people coming into the university, and Joel and Ellie hightail it out of there. One of them stops them, and I won't lie, I was very curious how, because I figured they were going to change how Joel got hurt.
They
You
have to. Not practical.
Jinx, you both owe me a Coke. Because in the game, for those that do not know or are unaware, Joel is fighting the same people, but he takes a leap off of the side of a building, and a piece of, what is it, rebarb?
Yeah, rebar.
Rebar.
Goes right through his abdomen.
Rhubarb. I wanted to say rhubarb. God damn
Good
it.
pie.
It is a very good pie. A piece of rebar gets shoved into his lower abdomen.
Yep.
I was curious how they were going to change it up for the show, because I just kind of assumed we weren't going to have that happen.
Yeah, again, it's not practical.
Right.
You fall like that in real life, you're dead. because he fell flat backed
Yeah.
in the game. You're breaking your neck, you're breaking your back, and then you got something going through your fucking stomach. He fell from a floor up, which is at least 10 to 15 feet.
Yeah.
You fall flat back 10 to 15 feet up, you're snapping something.
Exactly. Interestingly enough, the guy that attacked Joel had like some kind of a baseball bat, some kind of a club,
Yeah.
blunt object. He breaks it off of this tree, and after Joel snaps his damn neck, which was fucking gruesome, we then realize that Joel has been stabbed by the handle of this bat. And that's when the moment for us people that have played the game sits in, and it goes, oh,
That's how they're doing it.
We're near the end here.
Yep.
Because then Ellie and Joel get on the horse, they take off, and it's moments later where they think they lost him. Joel falls off the horse.
Yep.
And it seems that Joel is he's at least out of consciousness. To those who don't know, they probably think he's dying. And credits.
Yep.
Yeah. The ending song, by the way,
okay.
we found this out again during the podcast, is Craig Mason's daughter.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I did not know that. Obviously, I didn't know that. Huh.
Really pretty song.
It is a very pretty
Oh,
song. Interesting. Okay. Before we get into all the other little side stuff, I want thoughts of the episode.
Obviously, really good again. They continue to make really good episodes, and I'm really happy about that. A little more monkeys would have been cool, but whatever. Minor detail.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think they have more monkeys in the show than they did the fucking game.
I don't care. There's always room for more monkeys. Okay?
Okay.
Capiche?
Got it. Sorry, God.
So more monkeys.
More monkeys for
Otherwise-
Artie.
It was really good.
Good.
There was another point of this is human life. These are real people.
Mm-hmm.
But monkeys. So
Monkeys.
monkey.
I think they did a beautiful job. Again, piggybacking on what we all say, great.
Yep.
It's getting. I think personally, it's getting better with every episode.
Absolutely.
Easily.
It's getting better. There's like you could tell the comfort level between everybody has increased, especially between Bella and Joel, or Bella and Pedro. Fuck.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah, close enough. But yeah, it's beautifully done. Beautifully, again, they're doing a really damn good job humanizing the characters. They're making them real people, not robots, which is super important when you're converting a game into a show. Because again, during the game, you really only get one side.
Yeah.
Unless you play the DLC.
Yep.
You only get one side when you're playing a video game. Because most of the game, Ellie is just an annoying NPC that gets in your fucking way half the time when you're trying to do shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just throwing that out there. The cutscenes in the game are great with her. But when you're playing it, she gets in the fucking way. Kind of how Dina got in the way during the fucking second game.
Oh, God. I feel like Dina was worse sometimes.
A little bit. But you had the dual aspect of when you go to kill something, she will too.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So, side note, but yeah. Again, doing a great job though. Humanizing, getting the emotion out there. Bella Ramsey's doing a fantastic fucking job. And I'll repeat that till I'm fucking blue in the face. Both of them, Pedro and Bella,
Absolutely.
have been 100% hit for me.
Yep.
And I haven't swayed from that opinion one bit.
Good.
It's getting stronger with every episode.
I was gonna say I feel like that's a pretty unison thought here in this the Clicker cast.
Yeah.
Okay. with that, there's a lot of side stuff that we wanted to discuss.
Oh yeah.
The first one, all the fucking callbacks to the game in this episode
There was
alone.
a shitload in this episode.
I
God damn.
actually forgot to mention too that the checklist that they had in the show at one point. I don't remember whose checklist it was, but that was also in the game.
Yeah, it was the Fireflies
Yep.
checklist for
Yeah,
them
that's
moving
it.
out.
Yeah, in the university. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. So, I mean, there was the girl.
Yep.
We're talking about the same
Yep.
thing here. There was the girl in the fucking cafeteria, kind of snooping on Ellie. You know, hiding behind the post.
Mhm.
Was
Dina.
Was
Dina.
it Dina?
It was
Yes,
100%.
Because I think she also may have sent it because in the second game,
That's
in
how
the,
they meet.
yeah, in the second game, Dina and Ellie are talking, and they mention their first interaction with Jackson. Dina says that I was overwhelmed by all the people, and Ellie says, "Well, I was overwhelmed by all the food."
Yep.
In reply, then Dina says, "Yeah, I saw that."
I saw. Yep.
Damn. Damn.
That's Dina, 100%.
Damn.
Easy. Yep.
Setting
Setting the way for
setting
the second season.
setting the rocks to lead us to
Yeah.
season 2, potentially maybe season 3 as well.
Another interesting dynamic I think that the second season is going to have, if the second season is a rendition to the second game,
Mhm.
which we still don't know if it is or not, because there's a 4-year gap. If you guys don't know, there's a 4-year gap between Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2.
Yep.
Is second season going to gap it, or are they going to have that 4 years? We don't know. But if they do gap it, the interesting dynamic I think now they're going to have is the fact that Tommy is going to have a child.
Yes.
Yep.
Tommy doesn't have a child in the second game. That's going to bring in a very, very new dynamic to that
True.
entire second season, if the
Mhm.
second season is the rendition of the second game. Because we all know how the second game goes.
Yeah.
That we do.
It's going to be interesting. So that's my thought on that one.
Definitely. So I wanted to also talk about your theory here on the remainder of the show, because
Okay.
we are at episode 7
Yeah.
of the show.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2 episodes left. Right?
3,
I thought we were all going to 9.
7, 8, 9.
Oh, okay. No, we're on episode 6. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So 7, 8, 9.
I'm sorry. I'm getting
Okay.
my okay, you're right. So we got 3 episodes left.
Yes. So to those again, we've said it enough here. Spoilers for the game. This is going to Endgame.
Yes.
I'm going to explain it. So again, big spoilers. If you don't want to know how the show's going to probably maybe play out, turn this off or at least skip forward however long.
Probably 20 minutes.
Yeah. 20 minutes if you don't want to hear any of this. So after, okay, so you got the scene. We already know what next episode is going to be.
Yep.
There's going to be Ellie and Riley.
It's going to be a fucking heartbreaker is what it's going to
How
be.
they're going, it's going to be a very big heartbreak. How they're going to do that, not 100% sure. That could be an entire episode in itself. That's fine. The reason why I say that is because I think they'll end it with Ellie getting caught by David's crew.
Okay.
Episode 8 is going to be the entire David sequence. The entirety of it. Up until the point where inevitably Ellie kills David. So, after that, if you think about it, the end game, you skip forward.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Salt Lake City. What do? You go through the tunnel. Quickly, you get the scene with the giraffe. You're underground. You face a few infected. then you're in the hospital. And then that's it.
Yep.
Timing wise, they have enough episodes to do it,
Yeah.
especially if they're dedicating the entire next episode to Ellie and Riley.
Which you have to imagine they most
They
likely
will.
They're
are.
probably-
It'll probably be the same little callbacks of, okay, now I don't think they'll go through the whole you face David's crew or whoever the fuck they were, and then you flash back over to fucking, then you flash back into Riley's sequence and you jump back and forth back. I don't think they're gonna do that.
I don't think so either.
That wouldn't make any fucking sense, because again, that was a very gamey little piece of segment, because you fight, you jump back, you fight, jump back, whatever. They probably won't do that. I think if they do it, they'll do a little bit of Riley and Ellie. You'll get the cold open with Ashley Johnson, as you'll see Ellie as a baby, and then it'll kind of go through that whole little sequence. And then at the end of the episode, you might see that they might capture her instead of in the shack. They might capture her in the mall where she takes Joel. They might change it up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, very kind of gamey a little bit. When you're following David, you fight a shitload of infected,
Oh yeah.
blah blah blah, and then eventually, you know that's that. So that's the thing with that one.
I think you're 100% on it, if I'm being honest. Okay. I definitely don't think they're gonna do the whole like, here's David moment, here's Riley moment, here's David moment. Especially with 3 episodes remaining,
No,
there's no reason why we can't have the next episode be the Left Behind DLC altogether. Is it gonna go over it in its entirety? It's gonna definitely probably skip about half of it if I had to bet.
it would have to be, because there's a lot of again, I know I keep on saying gamey.
But I mean,
spots.
it's a game.
For those of you who aren't, for those of you who are listening to us that only have watched The Last of Us and never played any video games, if you're not a gamer at all, when I mention a gamey sequence, it's the kind of repetitiveness of going around
Yep.
and walking. You fight a shitload of people. You maybe stealth it, maybe not, whatever. You collect a lot of things. There's a lot of that gamey section where you're
Yeah.
playing a video game.
Yep.
Don't do that. They've done a very good job not doing that in this show.
Yeah.
Which I applaud.
100%.
Well, I mean,
Now, the
obviously,
little callbacks, like to the duct tape around the shoe.
you're
I
right.
even
Yeah.
said out loud, I'm like, it's fucking duct tape.
No, but I mean, like, it also does show the differences between like the show and the game, because obviously, like, if you have Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey going around just killing random fucking people are gonna be so checked out of that show, it's gonna be dumb. So like, you have like, while you still have
Yeah.
the same story to tell, you have to then change it up to make it more seem more interesting to a new fan,
Yeah.
a new fan cast.
Yeah.
Group, whatever.
Anyways,
Fan
Fan
base.
base.
Thank you.
There you go,
Yes,
Artie.
that's the fucking word.
But it's also the practicality of everything.
That too.
yeah.
That too.
Because if, like, going back to the second episode, these things are not fucking easy to kill, especially if they're fucking clickers.
Yeah.
They're not easy. They're fast.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're doing a good job, B-Roll. You make a very goddamn good point.
But I think you hit it on the head. I think
I hope
that's,
so.
I think that's what we're gonna get. I think the next episode's gonna be Riley, with the homage from Ashley Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
which I am overly excited for that.
Yes, I'm excited to see her and Troy.
Yes, I think seeing her and Troy is going to be very surreal. And then I think 8 is going to be the entirety of the David, which is going to be a fucking rough episode to watch.
That's gonna be so fucking heartbreaking.
Well, that I think that one's going to be the most gruesome of every episode that we've seen so far.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the way that fight ends, for the people that don't know, we're not going to spoil it here for you, but that is
No.
a very gruesome fucking fight.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm also very intrigued to see how they tell that fight in a TV show aspect.
Yeah, because that was my gripe during the in episode 1 of the podcast. That was my main gripe of the game, was that whole sequence, because it was a very repetitive.
Yeah.
You knew painfully that you were playing a goddamn video game at that point during that little section.
Yeah, you definitely did. And then series finale is going to be the remainder of the trip to Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
the hospital.
Which is why I think that one's so short, though, because there wasn't a whole lot there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how the show ends.
Mhm.
So we're very rapidly approaching the end here.
Yes.
And it seems kind of nuts that we're already on our episode 7 of the Clickercast. We have 3 episodes of the show, plus we're gonna do a series. We're gonna do a Clickercast finale, talking about the show in its entirety and everything else that we want to talk about. Probably just gushing about Pedro and how he's the internet's daddy.
Yeah.
He is.
Was there anything else that either of you wanted to talk about as far as that goes?
No,
I think so. No.
I don't think. I think we covered everything.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ratings.
10. Second one for me. I mentioned it yesterday. This is my another 10. I have no complaints on anything. The callbacks to the game, there was a lot of them.
There's a
well
fucking
played.
lot, man.
The
I was shook about how many fucking callbacks we had, and like how well.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut
No,
me
you're
off.
good.
It fit in so well too.
how well they did it, man. And like
Yep.
it's like I said with the whole Shimmer thing, that really fucking shook me.
Yeah. All
Is
the
that
Easter egg.
it's like you don't like well, and I didn't even think about the fact that Shimmer's gonna be there as a baby horse.
Yeah.
Like that. Don't
Yeah,
think
that
about
was
that kind of shit.
Such a good
Doy.
attention to detail. And again, the Easter eggs with Dina.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I love the beginning of the show though with the old couple.
Yeah.
It was so fucking good.
Yep.
They didn't have to put that there, but they did.
I did have one small thing
Yeah.
I did want to bring up really quickly. In the preview for the next episode, we obviously got like snippets of Riley and stuff like that, but we got snippets of what I assume is more backstory for Ellie while
Yeah.
she's like in the quarantine. What is it? Then
She was in like a federal school.
Fedra, yeah. She gets like bullied by another girl. Did anybody else pick up Abby vibes off of that?
No, because Abby was never Fedra. Abby was never in Boston. Because Abby was a Firefly with her dad. I don't think that's Abby.
No?
No.
Oh.
I got Abby vibes, bro.
Because you gotta think Abby, like this only spans about a year.
Right.
And when Ellie gets infected with Riley in the mall, because I'm assuming that's going to be relatively close to how they're timing it.
Yeah.
Because she does the school, you look like she's in the room, and then all of a sudden Riley's there. Abby's already in Salt Lake City with her dad at that point.
Okay.
So I don't think that's Abby, because Abby doesn't know Ellie. Period.
That's true. Okay. I will say I could see them changing it slightly for the show to where they
I
make
think they're going to have to, because of how much back and forth you had in the game.
Well, and I think they might change it to where that might be Abby. I don't know. I picked up on that because like they really showed this girl, And like maybe it's just because like she's a bully. She's Ellie's obstacle for that 5 seconds of showtime right there. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. It may not even be Abby
I'll
at
have
all.
to
but-
I'll have to look back on that on the episode preview to see if
didn't pay
I
enough
see that.
attention, to be
Yeah,
honest.
Fair enough.
because my main focus was the Riley shit. I wasn't
Right.
paying attention. I was like, oh
Yep.
look, they showed her in Fedra School, and then
Yep.
boom, I kind of blanked over.
Which I will say once again for our viewers and listeners, I say it. I feel like every week. Get ready for next week's episode because I promise you ain't fucking ready. This next one's gonna be rough. Honestly, like everything from this point is gonna be very rough. So, but Artie,
I'm gonna give it a 9.9. Not enough monkey.
not enough monkeys.
She had to have a reason not to give it a 10. She's waiting on that fucking 10.
I am.
You're gonna give it. I have a feeling you're gonna either give it to the next episode or you're gonna give it to the David episode.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
David episode might give me a fucking 13. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
going above 10 with something.
Well, I say that either that or you're gonna wait because if they have your giraffe scene in the final episode.
We'll see.
Stay tuned, guys.
Definitely.
We'll see. We'll already give you our 10 and 10. Stay tuned to find out.
I think I want to make a graph of like all of our ratings for every single episode, like on of the week of the finale, or maybe like after the finale of the show, but like before our finale.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not surprising from anybody. You're gonna get another 10 from Eero. I can't not, man. All the fucking callbacks.
Crazy.
I know, it's crazy. Fucking call me out all you want.
Never would have guessed.
I don't care, man. It's fantastic. All the callbacks did it for me alone, and then you have, damn, just everything about it, man. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It was a very good all around episode.
Yeah.
They didn't leave any leaf unturned when it came to what we were kind of expecting. I like the switch up of instead of the power plant, you got introduced to Jackson.
Yeah.
Because you didn't really get introduced to Jackson in the game until end. At least I don't think you did.
Because they were all in the dam.
Yeah,
The entirety
so you didn't
of
see
the first episode. Or the first
Jackson
game.
until Endgame, and you saw like just the outskirts of it.
Yeah.
So, well done, guys. Well done.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for these last 3 episodes. I think this show together has blown every fucking expectation I've had out of the fucking water.
Yeah,
This has been a fantastic ride, and I really cannot wait for season 2. The greedy part of me hopes that we get more than a season 2, but we'll see. I don't know, man. With the second game, you've got a couple different ways that you could do the show, but I guess we'll have to see what Craig and Neil come up with.
So
Yeah.
my theory is they're either gonna break up the second game into 2 seasons, or you're gonna get a 4-year in between, explaining what we missed, I guess, watching Ellie grow up through the 4 years, like maybe like a shortened season to give up like a, hey, this is what you missed in 4 years, which from what I know, nothing.
I was gonna say nothing crazy.
Not
But-
enough to be like, oh my god.
Oh, but yeah, man. All right, that's gonna do it for us here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure, because we've only got 3 left. If you've listened to us this far, you can do 3 more. We have faith in you. And also the pure, agitation of Artie and her not giving anything a 10 yet, even though every episode has been fucking 10 worthy at least. But not enough monkeys, man. We get it.
Monkeys.
So you got to tune in and see if Artie ends up giving episodes 7, 8, or potentially 9 a 10 out of 10. Which it's coming at some point. I have a very strong feeling.
You never know.
That's very
Maybe
true.
Never
I just
know.
won't do it to spice things up.
That's very true. It's very true. But that is going to do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Eero. You can find me at EeroTTV on pretty much everything of socials, except for YouTube, but whatever. Thank you all so very much for listening. As always, we always do appreciate the support. But, of course, I would be remiss to not thank my beautiful co-hosts, both of my fellow Jackson citizens, my lovely co-hosts.
Ballistic Gaming, you can find all my links over at linktr.ee/Ballistic Gaming TV.
And Artie the Gamer.
On pretty much everything.
On literally everything.
There we
On
go.
everything.
On everything. So, we will see you all next week for a heartbreaking episode. Once again, you're not ready.
Yeah.
We love you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.